he would be considered a movie buff and a big music guy, Jamie McLennan.
Cultural insider.
What's going on?
We're recovering.
Yeah, you didn't come to Nashville. You stood us up, you jerk. We told you. We gave you the dates. You knew where we'd be.
You think I could make it there? I barely made it to my own shows, barely made it to anything. It's been a gong show in my life.
I'm sorry.
Walk us through. Come on. What's going on?
Apart.
Oh, honestly, everything. It's just nothing's falling apart. You know, nobody's pets' heads are falling off or anything like that. We're fine. It's a busy one. It's a busy one. And, you know, there's chaos in the National Hockey League, which I think is good. You know,
chaos.
What?
Well, you're looking at it this morning. You look at the difference of 5 points is basically last place to first place.
It's home ice versus missing the playoffs. Yeah.
Literally. So it's still early, but, you know, lots of storylines, lots of good storylines, lots of poor storylines. I just was texting with a buddy who just messaged me and said, Steven Stamkos has 3 points this year. That's probably not.
He picked one up yesterday too. He was at 2 24 hours ago.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, it's not good, but for some people, but others, it's glass half full. You know, still lots of season left still. But yes, all good. Busy. I made sure that my poppy was on because
you care.
I care, but I struggle with them. You know, like they fall off and I'm moving around. Yesterday on my show, I took my kids in a break. I took my kids' hockey equipment, threw it in the trunk of my wife's house or my wife's car, and my poppy must have fallen off. So I came back and I was like, oh, I don't have a poppy. I was running. And anyways, all hell breaks loose with these things.
I bought pins that were poppies that actually had the backing. Is that okay, or was that?
I would pay $1,000 for one of those right now.
Yeah,
text me your address. I'm going to get you one, buddy. I'm on top of this.
I actually Googled just before you guys came on. Googled where do I find a poppy, because I was just at the grocery store. I didn't see him there.
Well, the other catch is who has coins and change now. Like, it's
you do the QR code on your phone. Boop, you give him one of those.
Yeah, but I would give a 20 for sure, a crisp 20 if I had it for a little handful of poppies, because I'm going to the States. I'm doing a Boston game tomorrow. I want to make sure and represent, but I don't want these. What happens is I travel and it's disheveled. I don't want a disheveled poppy.
Right. Now we do have our cultural insider. We will get to hockey. Is there anything you need to touch on before we get out of arts and culture and into the NHL?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's a few things. Well, I was just thinking, you're an entrepreneur with the poppy thing. I'm sure you could find one of your many, irons that are in fires it's like, how did you make your wealth? Oh, I redesigned the poppy. I'm not sure that, there's going to be some questions asked.
Yeah, the veterans won't like it.
Right. It's like,
they all should go to charity, but you're right. It should be a situation where I think the poppy is very cool, but I do struggle with the pin because I always poke myself and I'm making holes in my clothes and all of that type of stuff. But I
look at mine. Like mine's off kilter. It's like I got a bad boob job or something. One's hanging
droopy,
a little droopy there. Retro, I guess just in no particular order, went to the Springsteen movie last night. In your opinion, what is the best, music? What's the best portrayal of a musician, perhaps? We were talking about Johnny Cash. The Queen movie is recent. Springsteen. Anything else pop off? I mean, you got to be at a certain level to get your own movie, I suppose.
I've seen lots of movies. I haven't seen the Springsteen one. I'm kind of like, I get disappointed. I get it. We all have political voices. I want people to just I haven't gone to that because I'm like, is it political? Is it not? Or is it just talk about his life? And I've been a Springsteen fan for many years. It's recency bias, and obviously I'm biased towards them. I thought the Nickelback documentary on
it's fantastic,
really good.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of behind the scenes, and it's a short, lovable one. The Johnny Cash one, though, with Joaquin Phoenix, that actually got to be at the top because Reese Witherspoon is unbelievable in it. Joaquin Phoenix is a weird dude to start off with, but he plays it so good. Like that. That's a movie actually was on about a month ago I've seen it 20 times. I've watched it again.
There's two parts in that movie that I love.
Yeah.
One is when he's got the tractor stuck. He's trying to impress June Carter's dad, right?
Yeah.
And it just blows up. And the second, and I like to your point, I think when he's playing Folsom Prison,
Yeah.
I think that's very close to what it actually would have been like. If you would have been there, I feel like that vibe that they captured had to have been close.
It was, what I loved about it was the buildup, right? So it's the band's playing and the bass is like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Like, and he's taking his time. It's like, okay, let's get up there, get going. And, seeing behind the scenes how big of a mess he was.
Yeah.
And then on stage, he comes flying up there, hair everywhere, and sings. And, Joaquin Phoenix was unbelievable in that. That scene alone was, like you say, captivating.
Yeah.
And I love that. Trying to think of other, the one with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. What was that?
Star is Born.
Yeah, that's a hell of a movie. Like, that's a hell of a performance there as well.
And that was a remake, right? From
What about Dusty?
Chris Christopherson. Dusty.
Remember
George
Dusty?
Strait?
Yeah.
What are you talking? Oh, Dusty. Okay,
Yeah.
That's George
Strait.
Strait. George Strait. He was tremendous.
He was, but that.
What a thespian.
Yeah, but A Star Is Born was really good. Like that, the song was good. Lady Gaga's unbelievable. That whole situation. Even going back to, what's the one with Kate Hudson, where she's the roadie and she
Almost Famous.
Yeah.
Almost Famous.
That was fun.
That was a really good portrayal. But yeah, I'm a big music fan. I love movies, as you guys know. I don't get to them as much as I
Come on,
want.
buddy.
Just too busy. Like,
What was the one with Jennifer Aniston? Stand up and shout.
oh yeah, that was Mark Wahlberg was in that.
Yes.
Rockstar.
That's yeah. That's
Rockstar.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
yeah. There's lots of good music movies. Put it that way.
And speaking of Rockstar, you'll be and then we'll talk hockey. I promise. We could. You mentioned Nickelback, and I like Nickelback. I got no problem with Nickelback. Never been one of those guys. Jack has two. We call them his Lugan buddies.
Yes.
They surprised him in Nashville. We flew down on Friday. They came on this trip and didn't tell Jack. So Jack who is our producer, he gets there and fucking his two buddies are there. It's like, this is great. So they
total meatheads. Beautiful.
just the beautiful and stupid and wonderful and dumb and
mascots.
The worst and the best, all of it. Every bar we go into, they're pumping 20s into the bucket for Nickelback. And the band will do one of these. Oh, okay. Well, we've got a request for Nickelback, and you'll hear kind of a murmur in the crowd. They do Rockstar, and the dance floor is packed, and everybody, but come cheap. Like, everybody knows all the words. They're all into it. So F the haters. Nickelback rocks.
I think it was like the fourth or fifth song in a row that they requested for Nickelback where there's a bit of fatigue. It was kind of like your chicken fried thing. It was kind of became a joke in a way.
Well, the chicken fried thing was, I mean, it's serious. And that's my go-to. I did some travel on the weekend, and I believe I'm in Nashville in January. And
we're coming.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
What date? We'll see you there. We'll surprise you.
Okay.
We'll be your Lugan buddies.
I will look quickly, but I believe it's like
fine.
the 21st or something like that. January 21st. Yes, 21st to the 23rd, because Ottawa is there on the 22nd.
Jack?
So I land in Columbus. I bought a flight. I'm in Columbus the night before. I bought a direct flight from Columbus to Nashville at 9:30 a.m. I'm going to do a bag chuck. I'm going to go, and I will be sitting at Legends on the Corner probably by about 12:30 p.m., enjoying myself. I don't know if I can have a bucket of beer sitting with me until after my show, but I will. I usually order a bucket of beer, and I just sit and I listen to the bands, and I'll take it. That's heaven for me.
We got there on the Friday, and it's Blue Jays game 6. So it's bag chucking for everybody.
Yeah.
Got to get to the bar. They've got the one bar. They've got a reservation in that. And it's retro. Are you coming to the game? And he sends the one picture, and it's just the stage at Tootsie's.
Yeah.
He's already there. He's
You
there
can't
already.
beat Rhett.
1, 2, or 3 though at Tootsie's.
We were on 4-1. Yeah, we were
I
level
always
1.
do 1. I've done 3 when it's nice out and
Yeah.
it's
See,
patio.
I like level 2 because you can go out back and smoke.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Level 2 was hot on
Also,
Sunday night.
we
They
spent-
were great.
behind
Yes.
the stage is a little smoking outside
Yeah.
the
It's like
alley
open air.
area.
Yeah.
So I've
The
got out
staircase
to the
back
back
there.
part. That's where you go. You have because you go and that's this. The second level is rock too. The main
Yeah, more
level
rock for
is
sure.
country.
Yeah.
Second level is kind of rock. Third level is you name it. It's chicken fried. It's country. It's a little bit of pop. I've seen Kid Rock's gotten up there. Pink's been on stage there. You name it. Everybody goes to third level and sings.
Yeah. We just, and like I said, I was going to move on, but
I'm
I
a
love it.
traditionalist.
We just we heard Leonard Skinnerd Freebird twice at the second floor stage on Sunday night. That's how long we were there.
And then they kicked us out of the second floor to the first floor, and it was last song in the first floor. Freebird again. And
Pinder
we pulled-
spent $200 American dollars.
We had to close out on
for
Freebird.
Freebird.
Did you have
And you were there in spirit. Last story, Jack. When you first got there, the first night, we get to Tootsie's. Rhett's in the back with some old birds.
Jeez.
And Rhett digs into his pocket, pulls out a wad of 20s and throws it at Jack. And what did he say to you?
Play chicken fried.
Go tell him to play chicken fried for Noodles.
You know what? Let me ask you this. I thought it was a pocket dial. Did you try FaceTiming me?
yes, obviously.
I'm sitting there and my wife is like, who's calling you? And I go, it's got to be a pocket dial. And I go, it's Boomer.
You know,
goes,
They were playing chicken fried. I'm like,
Chicken
oh,
fried.
Noodles. We needed you.
You know what? I literally was like, because you just stopped. Like it was like it rang once and then stopped. I'm like, that's a pocket dial. And I didn't put 2 and 2. If you would have texted me and said, answer, idiot, we want it, then I would have. I was literally sitting there watching TV. And
You're better off without.
Well, I wanted that. I would have wanted that. That
You want the FOMO? Did you want it that bad?
I would accept it. I don't accept a lot of FaceTimes or calls at night and all of that, but that one I absolutely would have. But then what would have happened is I would have got mad. I would have got mad because I'm sitting there and you guys are chicken fried enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
So
Jack puked on the table a couple hours
On my
later.
signed bill, I had to ask for another bill because he just buked right on it. I'm like, dude, I just signed that.
Jack and his idiot buddies, they got their money's worth. And
Yes,
Oh,
we did.
they floored it. Yeah.
Right. Good for them.
I had to feed
Jack was a
Jack and put him
birthday
to
boy
bed.
down there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
he
was his birthday though. Yeah.
Yeah.
24?
27.
27. Yeah. There you go. See, that's a ripe age.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's when all the great musicians die too. We thought we might leave him on the trip.
Yeah,
He's
don't
still
do
alive.
Don't you go dying on us. That's good.
Tonight in Calgary, it's Columbus and the Flames. Game 1,000 for Nazem Kadri. Thoughts on Nazem and his career? We don't know where it's going to end. It has been already it's his 4th season in Calgary, which it feels like time's flying because,
Jeez, you're right.
9 in Toronto, 3 in Colorado, year 4 in Calgary. Do Leaf fans still kind of consider him a guy? Bring Nazem back home, or is that kind of ship sailed? And
No, that ship hasn't sailed, man. Like they won the other day in a fashion that still had fans mad. Because Pittsburgh was all over them for 2 periods, and then they woke up in the third and Pittsburgh crumpled. So was it Toronto was that good or Pittsburgh fell off a cliff? But basically what got out of that is the Leafs are like everybody else, kind of meddling in the middle.
Mhm.
And if you want to, I always try to defend Tree in a situation going, that's not a finished product of the team right now. He's got cap space. He's got some injuries. He's got some stuff they still have to sort out. The only problem is he doesn't have a lot of currency to trade for if he covets Rasmus, if he covets Nazem, then what do you do? Because he doesn't have a lot of currency, either prospects sitting in the minors that he could trade or high picks in his back pocket going, hey, I can trade you a first and this to do it. So, I think it's a wishful list for people in Toronto. They absolutely love Nazem. But keep in mind, I always try to remind Nazem left on a weird situation.
Yes.
He had 2 suspensions that were the exact same hit in back-to-back playoff runs, and that hurt the team. They were majors, and it was the exact same hit in the exact same spot on 2 players that got him suspended. So,
I read, I just want to jump in. Jack Todd from the Gazette in Montreal, I was reading on the plane. He's like, talking about Nazem Kadri coming to Montreal or whatever. Maybe Pierre LeBrun, who had kind of brought up, maybe Pierre should do a little digging on this, because let's look back at the history. It's like, well, he got suspended here and he got suspended there and this and that. 2015, 2018, 2019. Like, how far back do we go? Like, how much time, how much grace period do you need where it's, well, I've matured. I'm smarter now. I don't know that he's been suspended as a Calgary Flame. He's in year 4, and yes, there's been no playoffs.
You won a cup after all that too. That's ridiculous.
I just
He was huge
like
in that series.
I think they come off of him. Like, I put it this way: you don't know what you have until it's gone. There's a lot of people that would go, they put up their hand in Toronto. Now, they're fans and media. I don't know if Tree covets him, but I'm saying
Tree signed him.
brought him here. Yeah,
people here talk about Nazem a lot, saying he would be a perfect fit, because what would happen is now John Tavares could push to the wing potentially, or you could push him down, and like you'd have depth down the middle of the ice. Montreal needs, now Kirby Dach scored 2 last night. Maybe he's coming around. I like him as a player. I think he's had the injury bug, and I think he's had the consistency bug. We forget he's 24. We always thought that, I think that guy's been around forever. He hasn't. But I look at Montreal as definitely teams that do covet that second centerman spot. Nazem has to be on their radar, because he is your prototypical number 2 centerman that has won, that has bite, that has proven that he can play in the playoffs outside of suspension. I agree. There should be a grace period. That was years ago. He's grown up. He's changed. He's won. He's been there. I think he understands what it takes and walked that fine line in the playoffs. I don't think a suspension worry would ever falter anybody from looking at Nazem.
It didn't hurt Colorado. They got hardware. And between him and O'Reilly, like, if Nashville falls out of it, and I don't know where they're at, like, they've got some good young big players and some old guys on the 18th tee box that used to be great players. I don't know if they put it all together or not, but those are the 2 centers. Like, you're not going to find someone that can come play top 6 center for you at the deadline outside of those 2 guys.
I got one guy, maybe.
Who?
I'll run it by you guys. Does Alex Tuch play center?
If we're asking, it probably means no.
Well, I do believe he does, but I also believe that he's but that's a top 6 guy who can fly, can be physical, all of that type of stuff. I'm just saying, I'm looking at, you're right. If it's Nazem and if it's Ryan O'Reilly,
True centers,
I think teams would have to look at Alex Tuch and go, now what is Buffalo doing? Who knows? We don't know, but at the end of the day, that would be a top 6 that I would covet, depending on what Buffalo is going to do.
I would be worried with Tuch about injury problems.
Yeah. That's plagued him his whole career. It's true.
It's fair. Like, it is fair. Like, there is no perfect scenario. Keep in mind, Naz seems like he's perfect, but he's got 3 years left at 7?
Yes.
3 left at 7.
Yeah, I mean,
and Tuck's taken 10 draws this year, so
okay, so yeah,
I think he's a winger, and maybe he could play center, but if you're not doing it now and you've been, I think it's a different shopping aisle. I think you got centers here, and you got your versatile top 6 wingers here. Like, he's not a center.
I think, again, I come back to it. I think Connie's dealing from a position of strength, depending on what he wants to do with his organization, because you've got some players that a lot of the league would covet. Now, getting a win was big. If you can string together some, it might keep the flies off. That Philadelphia game was a low event game, but it was, a win, and you'll take it. I got to be honest, I love the fact that they went back to Wolf on that. It would have been easy to go, hey, we're going to stick with Cooley because Wolf didn't have it the night before, but they went back to him on a hunch. What?
We were at that game.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't make saves. The Flames were terrible.
No,
First period, D zone was awful.
Terrible.
I get it. What I'm saying is that Wolf getting lifted and Cooley coming in,
And playing well.
solid and playing well, it would have been easy for the coach to go, "Oh, you're going tomorrow night." But instead, he goes, "I'm going right back to the guy that my moneymaker."
So lots of chatter, and you know me, I'm involved in all that online stuff so much that it's just bombarding me. Huska. Lots of BS questions about Huska and what he's doing with the team. Are you seeing
like is his job in jeopardy kind of stuff?
But just that being said, and I want to follow up with, they were in Ottawa. You were there.
Yeah.
And they stayed over rather than going to Nashville. Now, I'm not saying that they should promote, let's get to Nashville and have a party.
Right.
But they should get to Nashville and have a party, because Huska's biggest risk will not be allowing them to have fun. It will be taking the fun out of the balloon. And that's what I think he's risking. I don't know what your opinion on it. I kind of feel like I know, but you might add a little more professional.
Well, and then Rhett, add to Rhett real quick.
I think it's ridiculous that there's yeah. Anyway, my point is, I think it's ridiculous that it's even being discussed, but I do see where Huska and that coaching staff are squeezing and over squeezing.
Well, I get it. I think Huska is an unbelievable coach. I think he's done a great job. I think he has a pulse on these guys. What you're saying, Rhett, is he ultra serious? Yes. I look at the way Ryan does business. Again, I'm not behind the scenes, but I think he is a guy that is very buttoned up. And what I mean by that is every detail he's examined it. Like, this is a guy, that coaching staff, from what I understand, puts work in and exhaustive work. And they've done a great job. Hasn't translated to the standings and a lot of that. I see what you're
this year. Yeah, it worked last year.
This year, unbelievable last year. I believe, adding in Pye, looking at, guys that that's a great coaching staff. Anybody online who is questioning Ryan Huska has an egg avatar that doesn't have a lot of, knowledge behind it. I think they've done a great job. I think that it's funny. I talked to a coach in the league the other day who said that Calgary team is better than their record. That's all he said to me. He just said, you know what, that team is better than their record. And he specifically spoke about the coach. They are well prepared. Doesn't mean they're well executed. Right. They're well prepared. Rhett, where I see where you're going. Fun always, fun as far as bonding early on in the season. I think it's important. But you're right. Like, sometimes you overthink. What I love, what's happened is probably some sports science person has gotten into the ear and said, we need this for the rest of the group. We need this for this. And sometimes it's like, I'd much rather, and again, it comes back to our 04 conversation. I'd much rather play with some guilt or going, hey, we got to dig in here because we've had some fun, and it's galvanized the group to the point where now we gel together.
Yeah, and guilt or not, they have to enjoy going to the rink. And when you've had 2 wins in your first however many it was, taking the joy out of it and staying in Canada for a practice, it didn't pay off. It didn't pay off.
As bad a period as they've had all year.
Right? Yeah. And I'm literally trying to get word to him in discussing this with you. Don't oversteer the ship here. Like, I think you're right. I think they're a very good coaching staff.
Yeah.
Don't lose sight of things that are important, like enjoying going to the rink. They're there. They might still. I might have a complete misread on this. Maybe the team said we don't want to go to Nashville. I just worry that they're squeezing a little bit.
Well, and it's fair, but keep in mind, we're dealing with different athletes nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that are more in tune with their PlayStation 5 than they are, going and listen to a live band. Like, that's just, I'm blanketing everybody with that, but it is a different world. A lot of these guys are like, hey, I need my sleep. I need my rest. I need this. I need that. They're very disciplined. some of them just don't circle Nashville like some of the others do, put it that way. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I would see it is, I circle Nashville. I've already known, like I say, I know the dates. I've already got my flights. I'm ready. And I'm more sad that I didn't pick up that FaceTime. I just thought it was a pocket dial.
Jeez. No
What
better
an idiot
than
I
that.
am.
Boom never calls you ever. So if he does, I
don't call
why
anybody.
you think it would be, but it obviously means it's serious if he's actually calling you.
Well, you should have just thrown a text in there, and then I would have read it and answered or called you back. That's the thing. So I don't know. That's on me. And it sounds like you got a great time, anyways. You didn't.
It was at 8:45 p.m. Like I'm looking at it now.
My time. I don't know what I was doing. Well, I was probably watching the Jays game. Weren't the Jays playing?
Yeah, that might be it.
How's that mood?
Well, that's why I'm wearing black.
They got Bieber back. He's didn't opt out of his option, which is
Cool. That's great news for today. But there's a lot of people. I have people that are optimistic and people saying it's going to be another 32 years. So enjoy that ride. And
Wow,
I was like, my heart breaks for people that come in second.
Yeah.
It's the full ride. And keep in mind, like that, it seemed like they were in control of that game for eight innings too. That's the other thing. You get it built up in your mind going,
it's happening.
this is gonna happen. And Smith's foot comes off and then goes back down. You've got what a move by Roberts in the game before in game 6 to put in Pages or whatever. And he's the guy who catches the Clement would have been the walk-off. And there was just some moves by LA. You're like, okay, they were championship caliber, but the Jays, it was a great run.
They got some bounces too. That stupid ball on the wall in game 6.
All right, fellas. All right.
Yeah.
Just know that there's no shame in finishing second.
Unless you're in Edmonton with the 2 best players in the world, then we'll show.
I don't feel any shame.
No.
There's no shame in it. It just it stings. It's a wound. There's a wound there, and the group is going to have to recover. But maybe, with Bieber coming back, maybe they'll get Bo done. I think there's some stuff that we can do to.
You know what it does? It makes me depressed, and then I stress eat.
Look at that Cineplex popcorn. Yeah. Where are you getting that from? This is what I need.
We went to the Springsteen movie last night and brought the corn home with him, as you do.
He probably took one to go after his first
bag. No, he's one of those guys who eats the bag, says it's spilled out, and then gets another refill.
You buy the refill size. It's good.
Yeah. You buy the refill, and then you get the refill on the way out.
Yeah.
He's got a heart out here.
You mentioned the net minding.
He's got a heart out.
Give me a few minutes. I'm fine. I'm just
sorry.
What?
I hear you.
No. Give me 2 minutes. I got to turn off my chicken. It's baking right now. Just give me
what?
Well, you could feel bad now. They said he was a hardo or something.
What were you going to ask him?
Well, he just noted they go back to Wolf, and you're like, yeah, like you're showing confidence in your one, but also it's like Cooley started 2 games, and we're like well into the season here. What's the perfect ratio for the 2 goalies, and then we'll let you go? Because Cooley's got 2 starts. That's it. And he's played very well. And I agree with you. You go back to Wolf, you build him, you show him confidence. But how are they going to work this backup in when they're trying to get out of last and you're going to have to put someone not named Wolf into the goalie slot?
Yeah, I mean, Cooley's played well in both of his games, like you mentioned. Like he's not been the problem.
No.
I think you work him in where early on, the goalie's rested, and for the most part, the schedule's been pretty decent. Like they did have one game, and then you flew to Salt Lake. That was a weird back-to-back, but Cooley played well in that Salt Lake game. And even this Nashville to Philly, that's a weird one. You play Nashville, and then you fly, lose another time zone, lose an hour, all of that. But what I would say is I think he's done a very good job. I still think we're looking at – I would love to see Wolf play 60 games this year, 58 to 60 games.
Yeah.
That
means
means
for a lot more than that.
Well, I was just looking right now. Wolf, Saros, and Wedgwood have all started 12 games. Shesterkin, Gustafsson, Allmark have started 11. And then there's 9 other goalies that have started 10. Mm-hmm. So it's not way out of whack. But if, like you say, if it's prorated over 82, then it's, but I think that the schedule and their record will dictate.
The record part is more what I'm getting
Keep
to.
in mind, guys, Cooley and the Russian, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name.
Yep.
They didn't instill a lot of confidence coming out of training camp.
Yeah, they were awful that last preseason game.
Cooley lost one start in the first 3 games because that was back-to-back and then an afternoon game.
That's right.
That was Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday afternoon. That would have been a backup start in there. So really, you talk about a pace. He's lost one start because he didn't have the confidence of the group early on. I think now he's at least showing that he can give you minutes. So if there is a start, there's probably a scheduled start coming for him now. But really, he's lost one start. That's the way I see it, where they force-fed Wolf into the Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday games, where probably that Thursday in Van, was it Thursday in Van? That probably should have been Cooley's game, and Wolf played it. That's the only, so really, that's where the numbers get skewed, because now you'd be at, what, 12-3 for your, or 11-3 for your goalies instead of that. So I don't think you're far off of that formula.
What an analyst this guy is.
Very good.
Hey,
Remembers the Flames schedule. Yeah,
so now, just so it's 1 p.m. Are you roasting chicken in the middle of the day? What's happening?
I'm baking myself 2 chicken breasts.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But I'd make 4 because I'm going to eat them for dinner tonight before I get on the plane. So I've got 4 chicken breasts, and I'm cooking them right now. And I put them in at 12:30, and it's 30 minutes later, and I'm like, I can hear the timer going off, and I'm like, I don't want to burn my chicken.
I know you don't. It's terrible.
Yeah. But I also wanted to talk about the start structure of Dustin Wolf and Cooley.
Now Dino's going to drag it out as long as possible so your chicken does get burned.
Oh, it's fine now.
We call it blackened chicken.
That's right.
Yeah, what I was concerned about was the oven was on. I turned the oven off. It can now just baste in its juices. Parmesan crusted herb. That's what I make. So not bad, eh?
Not bad. Very impressed.
Can't wait to come over.
You're open invite always. Just don't FaceTime me at 9:38 at night. I might not answer. I don't know.
Terrible time. You couldn't have picked the worst time.
Smile at one of those 20 security cameras. They'll let you in, Rhett.
Exactly. 16, not 20. 16
Oh,
cameras.
sorry, way off. It's the prorated.
I think about you now every time I park at the airport.
Oh no!
I wonder if my vehicle will be here when I get back from my flight.
It is. I mean, now listen. There's a reason why I love my Teslas, but there's a reason why I have them now, because they don't get stolen. Like, nobody wants to steal a Tesla because you can track it and shut it down. But my wife's car was gone, and we found it, and I was hoping they didn't find it because of the damage they did to it. But it is what it is. That's the world we live in. You're not safe in your vehicle or outside of your vehicle now. So
sad times. Well, we appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Noodler.
We'll chat soon.
Also, just a little side note.
Yep.
I heard High's Steakhouse cheese toast better than Caesar.
I think that's fake news. I'm sorry.
But I think we should at least
I will compare.
Research.
There's a High's in Toronto. There's a High's in Calgary, isn't there?
Stephen Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on Stephen Avenue, right there. Yeah, right.
It's a bold claim for sure.
Isn't it right by Barbarella's or whatever, right?
Yep, cross street.
Yeah, okay.
Block down,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna have to do both when I'm there. I am there in March for Flames Senators. That's a Calgary, I think it's like March 4th or 5th or 5th, March 5th. So we got to do the cheese toast in that area.
Yeah, cheese toast inspector. We'll do a tour. We'll get a
Okay.
bus and everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Hey, buddies. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.